Joseph Richardson's team, we've seen it so many times on this stream already. It is the double primal Ferrothorn, Amoongus, Thunderous, and Salamence. We haven't seen him use the Thunderous too much. He did use it for a bit of speed control in one of his matches. But I want to see Amoongus again. I really enjoyed it. It's he rage powdered a skill swap. So the other person couldn't change the weather, which was beautiful against Max. He stopped Max from changing the weather to Sun and actually won the game that way with a huge Origin Pulse. Excellent.
Because that's one thing that people can tend to forget is that the
redirects
redirect things can redirect even the things you're trying to do to yourself.
Yeah.
Anyway, so for a final time, we've got Kyogre, Landorus, Lipard, Ferrothorn, Togekiss, and Rayquaza.
Up against Salamence, Kyogre, Groudon, Thunderous, Amoongus, and Ferrothorn. Now, that Lipard, I haven't seen it yet. I want to know what that Lipard does. It seems like it will be annoying, because Lipard's always annoying. He's got Togekiss for redirect, which is incredible. Landorus Intimidate, always nice.
He's got the Rayogre, of course.
The question is, what are his options against Joseph Richardson? I think Joseph Richardson's going to want to actually bring Thunderous to this game, especially if it's got Hidden Power Ice. Thunderous is just a really nice matchup against these mons.
Definitely against the Kyogre.
Taunt for Togekiss, speed control by paralyzing Rayquaza, taunt for Lipard. It's got a lot of tools.
It's got a lot of tools that can help in this, and especially if it, as you said, especially if it has the Hidden Power Ice or even Water.
And Joe does tend to lead with Salamence, so I'm thinking a Salamence lead with Amoongus, maybe? He might just lead Salamence Thunderous. And his opponent, what do you think?
We'll see in a second.
Now. Rayquaza,
yeah, we've got Rayquaza and Togekiss.
Okay.
I like those two. They go together well, and Togekiss can just take away any of the damage
Thunderous.
Salamence Thunderous, which is also a good choice on Joseph's side, because he can just get the Intimidate.
I'm quite happy because that would have been my choice of leads, so now I feel like I'm in sync with one of the best players in the UK. No, we're going to see, I think we've got to see a taunt onto the Togekiss and then a protect out of Salamence. Togekiss is going to want to click Follow Me, I feel. Stop anything from dropping, any Dracometeors from dropping onto that...
Pretty much. And
onto that Rayquaza.
And I think this is a good thing with having the Thunderous out as well, because it could just taunt the Togekiss if it really wants to, and it just stops the Follow Me's from happening, and then Salamence is free to wreak whatever havoc it wants.
And then, of course, after that, Thunderous can start paralyzing things, which is always nice, just being able to paralyze things. Kyogre coming in is an interesting play. Kyogre choosing to switch in on a Thunderous is always going to be interesting. But maybe Eden has a plan. That's what I always choose to believe, is that they've got a plan. They wouldn't do it without a plan. So we'll see what happens here.
Probably. And I don't think it's particularly likely that there'll be a Thunderbolt into that slot just yet.
Okay, so Salamence is going to Mega Evolve, of course, getting that Aerialate ability, changing all normal moves into Flying type moves, giving that 1.33 times boost before Stab, which is another 1.5, and he is going to Protect. So Protect from Salamence. And we're then going to see a Protect from Togekiss. Okay, that prevents a Taunt.
Yep.
So he could have a plan.
And Thunderous is actually going to go for the Taunt right into the Protect.
But it does get blocked by Protect.
So not much happens that turn, just a bit of board position changing.
Yeah.
Now Eden has the Kyogre on the field, which...
the Kyogre is a little bit more threatening here. Because it can fire off an Ice Beam into either of these slots and do huge damage. So if the Togekiss gets Follow Me, it might get taunted, but whatever, because it's still going to get huge damage out of the Ice Beam. So this is a much better position for Eden. He did adjust quite well at the beginning there, switching in Kyogre, and he did have a plan. Togekiss is going to go for the Follow Me. There we go.
That's going to, of course, redirect any attacks. Kyogre's going to be very safe this turn.
Hyper Voice for spread damage. Chip away.
It will chip away at that Kyogre. Probably not going to do enough damage to reduce any power
and
from...
a Thunderbolt onto Togekiss, which does not kill. And procs its Citrus. Alright, so we're going to proc the Citrus on the Togekiss. It's going to be able to Follow Me one more time, and Ice Beam is going to take out the ult. It's going to go onto the Thunderous. Now, it's going to take it out. So there we go. It's a crit.
It's a critical hit. That
so we don't know if that would have
mattered.
taken it out. We do know from previous matches that Joseph is running a very bulky Thunderous with a Citrus Berry.
So we can assume that probably mattered.
We could assume that it probably mattered, but we'll probably find out later on. It's a very bad position for Joseph now. That was not pleasant. So we'll see what comes out next.
Alright, so we're going to see a Groudon on Joseph's side. Going to get rid of that rain for some sun, which... It's going to help. It's going to help defend Joseph against any attacks. Anything powerful that Kyogre wants to throw at it.
But Ice Beam can still pound into that Salamence and just destroy it. Like Ice Beam can just wipe out that Salamence in one turn. We may see a Protect Precipice Blades or a Hyper Voice Precipice Blades just to get some damage off. I think he needs to get rid of that Togekiss, and that Togekiss is just in the way of a lot of stuff.
Yeah, although at the moment he does have 2 Pokemon that have a lot of spread attacks, so at the moment Togekiss, in terms of these spread attacks, is not really threatening anything. So there is that in mind, although the Togekiss could just try and get up a Tailwind. But we're going to see a Protect from Joseph now, and Salamence is actually not going to try and protect itself, it's just going to go right for that Hyper Voice.
Doesn't kill the Togekiss, and the Ice Beam is going to wipe out the Salamence here, so Eden's playing really well, and sort of denying Joseph these key KOs.
And I think
Wolfie
Joseph
VGC in the chat saying that he thinks Eden made the right play, which is, I don't think anybody can disagree.
And that Tailwind that I just mentioned.
And the Tailwind, yeah. So
which is probably going to spell the end for Joseph.
Eden's in an unbelievably strong position here because it's going to force Joseph to go into this Kyogre. Rain's going to come back up. His Kyogre's no longer restricted from using those strong Water Spout or Origin Pulse in this case, probably with this lowered health. And it's put Eden in a very solid position. So,
and then it just becomes a Kyogre matchup against, well, Kyogre versus the world.
The Kyogre versus the world, indeed. So
and,
we'll see what.
And Togekiss could just sit there, keep on using Air Slash, getting those flinches.
Schooled onto Groudon, that is going to wipe him out. Very unfortunate for Joseph. We're going to see what Joseph has for this now, unless we see a flinch from Air Slash.
Which is pretty likely to happen.
Yeah,
60%.
And there's a flinch. So that's definitely game. I wouldn't be surprised.
Would you like to forfeit the match?
I wouldn't be surprised to see Joseph run here just to preserve some techs. Maybe if he's got some secrets that he wants to keep under wraps. But that was an excellently played game by Eden. He knew what he wanted to do, and he executed very, very well. The first turn adjustment was really important, and it ended up winning him the game, I think.
Yeah, he adjusted very well to having the worst leads of the two, really.
Yeah.
And that's the way to play it, really.
He turned it around in his favour very quickly.
And just went right in with that Kyogre. And the best part was, even if things didn't go right, he still had the Rayquaza in the back that could gotten rid of the sunlight if he wanted to. It's just, he had everything going for him in that match. All right, so into game 2.
Joseph probably... I'm not sure Joseph needs to adjust his leads. I think he just needs to adjust his priorities of what he goes for.
Yes.
His matchup wasn't too bad. He just, I think, underestimated certain mons and didn't expect certain things out of Eden. So he's just got to play a bit more carefully. Normally a very, very careful player. I actually expect to see the lead adjustment from Eden and not from Joseph. Because obviously Eden had the poor lead and played it very, very well. And because of who Joseph prioritized, it went very well for him. But I do actually expect to see the adjustment out of Eden and not out of Joseph. So we'll see what they lead with right here.
All right.
Here we go.
So, Xeno is issuing a challenge, and Xeno is going to bring in Kyogre and Togekiss. So changing up the leads, as you expected.
An adjustment. And
going with
no
the very
going
with the very leads that won them the match in the not the leads,
switch. But we are going to see a Thunderous and Salamence out of Joseph again. Joseph obviously believes that he can live an Ice Beam from this Kyogre. I don't see any other reason that he would go with the same leads. So he's probably hoping he can live the Ice Beam without that crit. We will get to see that this time, so we'll know if that crit mattered in the first game. No matter what, Joseph has really proved himself as a player. He's got into the finals of 3 regionals, winning 2
second.
of them. So
first, and then first or second at this point.
At this point, so no matter what, he's got an incredibly impressive resume. Eden, obviously, I feel he's got the better lead here after seeing what this matchup did last time. But without the kill on Thunderous with the Ice Beam, it might be a different matter. So we will see very, very shortly.
Well, Salamence is going to come back for Groudon, which...
it's a decent play, gets his weather up, doesn't really get threatened by Togekiss, doesn't really get threatened much by Kyogre once his sun's up. Could be a good move for Joseph Richardson. Obviously, what he did last time didn't work, so he has to adjust his plays. We're going to see a follow me out of Togekiss.
Which is going to redirect away
and
a Thunderbolt.
Into Togekiss, which I believe does about 50%. There we go.
Yep. and gets a paralysis, so the Hax is going both ways in this match.
Yeah, definitely. We've had luck in both directions. Ice Beam into the Salamence slot or into the Thunderous slot? Into the Salamence slot. So very good switch by Joseph Richardson. And
another crit.
This
Joseph is not getting lucky with these.
No, these Ice Beams are chunking. They are chunking Joseph Richardson in a very unfortunate way. He doesn't seem to be getting the best of luck today.
And that's annoying because that could put the Groudon in KO range.
Another Ice Beam?
Just barely.
Not unless that was a low roll crit and then he rolls high. Based on the fact that crit is 1.5 times.
It could be just barely.
Yeah,
but
because the crit did 109.
It's dangerously low at this point.
A crit did 109, which means a regular hit. Oh no, it does. It does actually just about put him in range of another high roll. Yeah.
Alright, so Kyogre comes back for Landorus, getting some intimidates on these two.
Yeah, Landorus is a very good matchup for Groudon, of course. Groudon really doesn't do much to it. We're going to see a Thunderbolt onto the Togekiss. He really wants this Togekiss gone. That redirection's an issue.
And a Stone Edge also onto the Togekiss.
So really wanted to get rid of that Togekiss. Probably predicted the switch.
Because no Precipice Blaze. It would have been into nothing right there because everything was off the ground. But quite a nice read from Joseph.
Yeah.
And in comes Rayquaza now. So we've seen all of the Pokemon on Eden's side at this point. We've seen Rayquaza and Landorus and the Kyogre in the back.
Yeah.
Alright, sorry about that, guys. That was
I'm so sorry. Yep. I'm so sorry about that, guys. We have a huge issue here, which is that we're using 4G to stream from because this event has no Wi-Fi. And when we do that, it relies on the 4G working. Now, when people on their phones start tweeting out about the finals, all the people in the venue, it uses up all the 4G from the tower in the area, and we have issues. We may have an issue here. If the Groudon switched out, we didn't manage to keep track because we were fixing everything. And I'm really sorry about that, but we may get a Game 3. If not, then I do apologize. There's nothing we can do. They need to organize events. Yeah. They need to organize events where we can have Wi-Fi. It's as simple as that. They need to be conscious about where they put their events. All right, are we going to see a flinch off of this? Nope, it doesn't matter. We're going to see an Ice Beam onto the Groudon slot. That's interesting. Will we see a flinch off of this Thunderous here from that Rock Slide? Oh no, we already saw a Thunderbolt from the Thunderous. Sorry, it's because
we're all losing track.
Yeah. All right, next turn.
Oh no, that looks like it's the game.
That does look like it's the game, and that looks like it's the end of the finals. I'm so sorry, guys. Oh, no. No, there's a Kyogre in the back. We're good.
Okay, let's not call this off just yet. Oh my god. Alright. Okay, so we've got Kyogre here, and this is against a paralyzed Kyogre and a Landorus, which...
we know that this Thunderous outspeeds that Landorus, so we know that the Thunderous can take out the Kyogre, maybe. And if the Thunderous can take out the Kyogre, and this Kyogre can take out the Landorus, Joseph Richardson's actually in good shape.
Yeah, he's in a good position, because he's against...
We're going to see a Protect out the other Kyogre, that's understandable. Are we going to see a Hidden Power Ice off this Thunderous? No, we're going to see a
Just a Thunderbolt into that slot. Landorus is going to Rock Slide.
That's going to
take out the Thunderous, which is... bit of a shame, but I think...
Will we see a flinch? That's the question.
Yeah, a flinch on Kyogre would be huge.
Yeah.
And...
flinch. Oh! Joseph Richardson cannot catch a break today. Joseph Richardson cannot catch a break today.
Okay, but his final Pokemon is Salamence, which even that should be able to get a double edge on that Kyogre, take that out, and the other Kyogre, like Joseph's Kyogre can probably still bring this. Double edge onto the Kyogre, as I said, it's gonna take it out.
The question is he gonna flinch again?
It better not. It had better not. This better not be a flinch
unmatched.
day.
Oh,
okay, well, it's not flinching now.
That's
definitely not flinching.
Divine Justice. Huge damage on the Salamence, though, which Ice Beam into the Landorus slot, that's going to be absolutely fine.
And that was pretty much going to take it out, yep. Landorus goes down. We're only going to have one Pokemon left on Eden's side.
And it looks like Joseph Richardson is going to take this to a third game, which is Excellent.
Unless this last Pokemon is something amazing, it's Rayquaza.
Everybody likes seeing a third game. Alright, so we've got Mega Rayquaza bringing out the Delta Stream. We do have Joe Richardson sitting quite pretty here, actually. Mega Salamence does outspeed Mega Rayquaza, so if this carries Draco Meteor, this would be the time for Joe to reveal it. Joseph hasn't yet revealed Draco Meteor on the Salamence as far as I'm aware. I thought he had, and then he hadn't, I think. I was confused. But Rayquaza can't live a Draco Meteor. Rayquaza can't really live in Ice Beam that well. This could be where Joe picks up his second game. And we're going to see an E-Speed onto the Salamence, so we are going to see an Ice Beam from the Kyogre onto the Rayquaza. This was Eden's best win con, because if he takes this out and lives the Ice Beam and then crits a Dragon Ascent, he can win.
Pretty much.
It's a big requirement.
His Rayquaza is on pretty low health, so unless it's Assault Vest, it's not gonna...
The lead problem is Assault Vest Rayquaza.
We've seen a few of them.
That was Life Orb. So, Joseph Richardson's going to take it to a 1-1, and we are going to go to a third game.
So at least we're going to get a proper final to stream, unless something happens.
I am so sorry about all the people on their 4G, tweeting away and killing our local 4G connection. We are going to... Any event that I ever run is going to have decent internet, trust me. I'm given the tools I'm given, and I do the best I can with them. Is basically what I'm going to say.
Basically.
So, last match, I will go over the matchups one last time. We have...
On Eden's side, we have Kyogre, Landorus, Liepard, Ferrothorn, Togekiss, and Rayquaza.
And then on Joseph's side, we have Salamence, Kyogre, Groudon, Thundurus, Amoonguss, and Ferrothorn. I really don't see Joseph adjusting his leads again. He knows what to do.
Yeah, basically. And it'll be interesting to see, given that we missed a lot of that second round, it's difficult to see what information was picked up on the on both sides here. So maybe there will be an adjustment on either side just because of what has been found out.
Yeah.
From...
I think we could see a Ferrothorn lead from Joseph as a possibility because it beats Togekiss. But
yeah,
I don't think it's a safe lead because obviously, so many things that can beat Ferrothorn, including...
Well, I bet the only thing really is the Rayquaza, and then after that, it's mainly...
Yeah, Ferrothorn's a decent one, but Landorus does huge damage. Choice Band Landorus does huge damage to Ferrothorn.
Do we know that it's Choice Band?
Every Landorus is Choice Band in VGC 16, but yes, we know that this one is Choice Band.
Okay, then.
We are aware that this one is Choice Banded.
Well, back to 8, 7, 6... And we're into the game. Final game. This is the finals.
This is the final of Game 3 of the finals of the Sutton Coldfield Regionals. And the last regional in the UK. So this is quite a big deal. It is Joseph Richardson's last chance to pick up that hat-trick of 3 first-place finishes in regionals. And Eden obviously wants his win too. We've got very different leads here. We've got the Salamence as always, but we also have a Kyogre. And then we've got a Rayquaza... Liepard lead. I've wanted to know what this Liepard did since I first saw it.
I know, you must be so happy to be seeing that right now.
I'm so happy to be seeing it right now. I think he's been doing me a favour by bringing this Liepard, so I really appreciate it.
But let's hope he doesn't ruin things for himself in trying to impress you.
Yeah.
Anyway, seeing a primal version for the Kyogre, of course, which is going to bring in the rain. Of course, that doesn't matter with the Rayquaza around. And let's see what happens on our first turn.
Yeah.
Any predictions? I mean, actually, we're going to be a bit concerned about the fact that this Liepard has, has pressure to use Fake Out or whatever it wants.
It can Fake Out. It's also got pranks to Thunder Waves and all kinds of stuff that it can do, which is just nastiness. Liepard scares me. It's a scary mon. It's actually a very, very efficient mon for sort of putting unusual pressures on your opponent's teams. Obviously, one of Baz's favourite mons, Liloom, was his baby.
Yeah, because not to mention, if you try to protect yourself from the Fake Out, it's just going to Encore you next turn.
Here we go. We're going to see Mega Salamence coming out immediately instead of switching out like it did last game. So we're going to see Mega Salamence trying to maybe apply some pressure with Hyper Voice, maybe trying to knock out like Quasar, if once again, I keep wanting to say, it might have Draco Meteor. We still don't know this Salamence's last move. We've seen Protect, we've seen Double Edge, we've seen Hyper Voice. We have not seen its fourth move.
Well, if there's any time to reveal it, now would be the time. Liepard is actually not going to go for a Fake Out. It's just going to go right for the foul play.
Ooh.
And that doesn't do too much.
Yes, it does. It does. It has Dracometeor. He finally revealed it. Joseph has been hiding that tech this entire tournament. He has not revealed that for the entire tournament. I'm really excited to see it out of it because I thought it would, because it's been hiding. It's been hiding that fourth move. And why else would you hide that fourth move if it wasn't for the Dracometeor? You're going to see a huge Ice Beam into Lipard here, which is...
So that's a huge first turn for Joseph. That is
huge first turn. Absolutely massive.
Taking out one Pokemon and bringing another to a red. You've got to feel good, and that's... you've got to... And Eden has got to do a lot to try and recover from this now.
And now we already know that Joseph Richardson has the Thunder on his Kyogre. He revealed that in an interview, and he actually revealed that... he revealed that in the interview before this game, but I don't think his opponent knows. So this could be a huge turn because he could Hyper Voice, knocking out the Lipard and weakening the Kyogre, and then Thunder, and he could take out the Kyogre too. So this could be an absolutely massive turn.
Hmm. But,
yeah, so let's see what happens.
I do like having Thunder on Kyogre as well, because you get to win those one-on-ones when you're with other Kyogres, and in my eyes, I can see it being sometimes more efficient than having the two water moves.
Yeah, definitely. Encore, and a failed Encore, and an Ice Beam into the Ferrothorn slot because it was a Salamence. That's a fair play, and we're going to see an Ice Beam from the Kyogre into the Kyogre slot. All right.
Which is an...
interesting
Okay,
play, maybe predicting a switch there.
Possibly. I'm not sure why else you would just Ice Beam into a Kyogre
I think
like
maybe
that.
he thought it was safe because he's bringing Ferrothorn in, so he can deal with the Kyogre no matter what. So he's thinking, I'm bringing Ferrothorn in, I'll deal with the Kyogre, and then I can not worry about it, basically. So I'll Ice Beam just in case he switches, bring Ferrothorn in, and then I can just Power Whip and take it out.
Yeah, I like that. But yeah, things still looking tricky for Eden. I mean, now that Ferrothorn's in, it can threaten the Kyogre, and of course, there's still the Kyogre on this side that can just do as much damage as it wants to.
Yeah, Foul Play does do a fair chunk, and then we're going to see a Water Spout. Joseph Richardson's Ferrothorn will live this handily, and the Kyogre lives with 16 HP, which is quite nice.
JShay360 donated $40.
Thank you very much, I really appreciate it.
Okay, and then there's an Ice Beam that takes out the Lipard, and Ferrothorn is just going to go for a Power Whip. So Joseph just really dominating right now.
Absolutely.
And that just one hit KOs.
Right, come on, it's Power Whip from a Ferrothorn. We've seen that
True.
Oko a million Kyogres before, and we'll see it Oko a million Kyogres again. Yeah, taking out the Kyogre, and that's probably going to be game. I don't see anything that Eden can have in the bag that can win this
Ferrothorn.
Yeah, he's not going to win this with a Ferrothorn. Obviously, Kyogre can't do much to Ferrothorn, but Joseph Richardson still has 4 Mons to bring out.
I mean, if you're going to have a Pokemon to 1v4 a team, Ferrothorn is generally the one, but it's not going to pull it out here. Especially not against another Ferrothorn.
Yeah.
And the Power Whip there doesn't even care to take the Iron Barb's damage. I think Joseph knows that he doesn't really need to keep that Ferrothorn around.
No. I mean, he knows that Eden's Ferrothorn's not going to be able to take out his Ferrothorn. May as well just go for a little bit of damage and then bring in his last Mon, which is probably the Groudon.
Yeah.
And finish this game.
There's going to be one roasted Ferrothorn at the end of this. And
the
leftovers are not going to save you, little buddy.
This was a very, very dominant performance from Joseph Richardson.
And he really is getting that hat trick.
Yeah, I mean...
450 regional points.
Yeah.
The only player to be able to claim
wins.
that.
Yeah, 3 regional wins. He picked up the hat trick. Joseph Richardson, very important to note that this is his first season in Masters. He was a senior last year. He went to Worlds as a senior. And now he is a master, and he has picked up 450 points. More points than a lot of the top 10 players in the top 16 players in the UK. More points than a few of those with just his regional results. No PCs, no nothing. All right, and then he's got his PCs. He's got 2 PC wins. He's got an international challenge win. He is absolutely sweeping away the competition. He's #1 in Europe right now for championship points by a long way, and this is a man who is literally coming into Masters and taking it by storm. And this was, people were saying, oh, he's a big 6 player, he's a big 6 player. But now he's a hat-trick player, and he used big 6 for 2 of them, and he used double primal for the 3rd. Absolutely phenomenal player. Joseph Richardson, the man himself.
Thank
Come
you.
ahead, sit down. 3 regional wins. You've got
Yes,
yourself
3.
your hat trick. You needed to top 4 this just to get points, right? You wouldn't have got points without a top 4 result.
Yeah.
You've come in here and you've gone, not only am I going to get top 4 and get points, I'm going to win my 3rd regional. I'm going to top cut 4 of 5, and the only one you didn't top cut, you didn't go to.
Yeah, and I even misclicked.
When did you misclick?
When I ice beamed the Kyogre, I meant to put it at the Liepard, but I thought I'd seen such a good move that I pressed it in really quickly, and it was still targeted at the what was the Ray and was now the Kyogre. Well, I meant to target it onto the Liepard because then if he encored me, I'd guarantee getting rid of the Liepard.
Oh, right, instead of if you clicked your secret tech, which you never actually got to use on stream, the Thunder onto the Kyogre was what we were expecting.
Yeah.
But absolutely phenomenal, dude. Absolutely phenomenal. There's nothing else to be said. I don't think we need to ask you any more questions about your team. You've been asked plenty of times today. But, you know, look at this. 3 regional wins, 4 regional top cuts, champion of Sutton Coldfield, champion of Glasgow, champion of... I'll remember it in a second. Where was it? The 3rd one?
The third, well, London.
London, yeah. Champion of London, champion of Glasgow, and then top 8 at Wakefield, wasn't it? That was the way it was.
Yeah.
Because Jamie Boyd won Wakefield. Absolutely phenomenal. No one's done it. No one's done this. I don't even have words anymore. I forgot where London was for a second. I'm from London. It's an honor. It's been an honor commentating your games. It really has. A phenomenal player. Jeez, absolutely incredible player. Really, like you're gonna take worlds by storm, man.
Thanks.
Good luck in nationals. I've just said, by the way, I said no pressure earlier, but you know what? You've done 3 regionals now. If you don't win nationals, what are people gonna think?
Hey.
You're the best player in Europe. You've got to go to nationals with the aim to win. No pressure.
I'm going to aim. We're going with the aim to get a day 2 world invite, which with these points, it's probably going to be top 32. Yeah.
If that.
No,
Yeah.
I think it's pretty hard to get it down to top 64.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many more Premier challenges and
You've
such
got 3
I'm
more
gonna
Premier
go to.
challenges you could win. You could win 3 more.
Yeah, but
That's another 90-odd points.
well, I could, but I'm not.
Anyway,
going
you're
to.
not-
But I
you're
have
not
got some.
planning to.
But I actually have got some finishes in all my Premier Challenge slots
Yeah.
now. Once they add the international challenge.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much, man. I'll see you around, I'm sure.
Thank you. And thank you to everyone who has helped me improve at Pokemon and has been a great friend all the way through.
All right. Excellent.
I mean, you only got 45 CP today. You're like...
How many people
But
get to come in and say...
but they're potentially quite important CP because because it could push the world what I need for day 2 worlds down from top 16 to top 32.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your PCs aren't that great, are they? Like, I mean,
Well, he's
you
got
your
3
international-
wins.
I've got
including an
I've got
international
133 points from those.
Okay,
They're not bad, and I've got a free slot, and I got 16 points from the international challenge. So they're going to add that on as well, which I think takes me to 599 points.
So you have
insane.
almost the equivalent of a nationals win.
All right. Best
Are you
of-
allowed to have an ego yet? Or are you still going to be modest and go, oh, I'm not that great. I'm not that special.
All right, guys. I'm going to drop a
I'm not.
statistic, right? Joseph has won more regionals than Ben Kiriakou has won games today.
The thing is, I'd just like to say one thing about that. If I'd have lost my last round, I wouldn't have made top cut. But if Ben Kiriakou hadn't have dropped and he'd won his last round and I lost my final round, I would have still top cut. So if I handed top cut, we could all have blamed Ben Kiriakou.
For dropping.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to get the commentary team on now to say goodbye. Thank you so much again, dude.
Thank you.
Have a great nationals. I'm sure I'll see you at the event.
Thanks.
All right then, guys, that's the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, you can click up here to see more videos of this type on my channel. If you want to check out something else a little bit different, then you can click down here. And if you want to see everything that I upload, you can click the subscribe button right here.